My character is called Dr. Adrian Mallory, and he's the chief science officer of the Space Force. And he obviously is in charge of all the scientific elements, and their goal is, according to the President of the United States, they need to have, quote, boots on the moon by 2024. So that's their mission.
I play a character named Fuck Tony Scarapaducci, which is always very exciting to say after John says like a beautiful explanation of his character. And I get to say, yeah, and I play a guy named Fuck Tony Scarapaducci. And I am the head of the media relations for Space Force. So I'm the vocal box. I'm the microphone that gets whatever happens at Space Force out into the universe, or whether to spin it in good or bad light. And I may not be the best person for this particular job, but I feel like I was a pretty good media manager for like American Apparel or Urban Outfitters, which fired me. And then I somehow got in F. Tony's head demoted to Space Force. And my relationship to the way that I kind of see it is that I see Steve Carell, Mark Naird's character, as like the father, the stubborn father that I really want to impress, even though it's very hard to get anything from him. And I see Adrian Mallory, Dr. Mallory, as the like cool dad that I think I can talk to and I look up to and stuff like that. And so it's a really fun dynamic to play, and also play with just their expertise, which happens to be science in one field and military background in the other.
I play Maggie Naird, who is married to Steve Carell's General Mark Naird. And I think, Maggie is and mother to Aaron, that Diana plays. And I think Maggie's an ambitious, Washington military wife. And, the rug gets pulled out from under her and gets pulled out from under her and then gets pulled out from under her. So I think very resourceful, without missing a step, takes everything in stride, ultimately. Yeah.
Not quite sure how resourceful Erin is yet. Well, actually, she's pretty resourceful. I just remembered.
Pretty good.
Yeah. So I think she's a good byproduct of both of her parents. Maggie and Mark. And I think she's also a bit lonely, and I think she's a bit confused and freak-natural, as my mom would say, being in a new place and navigating, friends, family, a new weird school life, very different from what she previously had in DC.
I play Angela Ali, Captain First Class. She is a helicopter pilot, newly transferred from the Air Force. She wanted this transfer into the Space Force for reasons that will be revealed when you watch. But yeah, she's a highly talented pilot with a math degree, and she's kind of funny and sarcastic, which I don't know if they made her that way or if I just don't know how to play anything else.
So I play the scientist named Dr. Chan. I think I'm finally playing a character that my parents could be proud of. And he's quite a smart, capable guy, kind of like the second in science command under John Malkovich, which was a dream to work with. But at the same time, I think as the season progresses, as the show progresses, you see another side of him, not just the Sith scientist, especially the scenes that I get to have with Tawny over here.
There's one scene with Steve where we're in the helicopter getting ready to fly away from a place where he's just had something unexpected and unpleasant, some unpleasant news delivered to him. And I think he's going to be in there a while. So I take out a rocket pie, we call it in our show. And I take one little bite, and then he jumps back in the helicopter. And I'm supposed to just hand it to him as like a comforting thing for him to nibble on. And I don't know if it's in one take or in every take, but he just shoved the whole thing in his mouth. And I'm sure it must have just dried out his mouth because it was just made of like dust and chocolate. But that almost broke me, just watching Steve Carell just jam a giant dessert into his face.